Okay, online, I think like I'm audible for all of you. Can you please confirm me once whether I'm audible or not? Sir, Chepman వాళ్ళకి. Okay, so welcome back to the last session for all of you. Okay, so in today's session, we are going to discuss about your jobs, your resume building, your career guidance, and everything. Okay, so fine now. First of all, before going for resume building and everything, first of all, I'll tell you one thing. This is last class for our comprehensive training, but not last class for you and me. Already I said, you are always welcome to my class whenever you want. As per my promise, I said that day one, the same point, and now it is the last day. I'm also saying the same point again. Whenever if you want to recall any concept, you are always welcome to session. It's a last class for the training, but not for you and me. Okay. So apart from the classes, and if you want any guidance or if you want anything from me, my students are always welcome to hear. Okay, but while coming to here, please let me know before a day. Why? Because I'll plan according to it. Okay, fine. So in today's session, first of all, I'm gonna tell you about your resume building. So followed by that, your career guidance, as well as I'm gonna tell you the real-time activities. Okay, first of all, I'll start everything with the real-time activities. So then we can go for the rest of the things. Sir, as a DevOps engineer, what you do in real time? Creating the infrastructure, that is our responsibility only. Configuring the infrastructure, that is our responsibility. Building the pipelines, monitoring the applications, okay, and troubleshooting, as well as migration from monolithic to microservice to monolithic, and doing admin level tasks from the Ansible playbook. Everything is our work only, end to end. So let me tell you like how exactly you are going to tell your daily life activities and everything on the interview. So go for this document. Experience deployment, if you go and see. Sir, as a DevOps engineer, you know what is the meaning of deployment. Deployment means it is nothing but installing the application to application server. That is called as a deployment. Okay. Here, you know the difference between web application and website. Web application means you have both front end code plus back end code. Whereas website means you only have front end code. Okay. So web application servers, you know, Tomcat. I shown you Tomcat, and alternative is Nginx, JBoss, and IIS. But for website, if I want to deploy a static website, I need to use a web server, which is nothing but our Apache and Nginx. But like first of all, you need to tell them difference. You know difference. Okay. We have both codes, front end plus back end. What is it? Web application, only front end code. Website, port number of web application 8080, but port number for website 8C. What is the path of website? Var www HTML. But for website, Tomcat web app. This is the basic difference you need to tell in interview. And web application will interact with the end user, but website can't. Web application can manipulate the data, but website can't manipulate data. And like functionality of web application is gonna be very, very complex. Why? Because here you have both front end code and back end code, and database is mandatory. But for website, nothing is required, so it's gonna be very easy. So before going to interview, make sure what is a website and what is a web application. Okay, that's it. Acha sir, you are saying we are a DevOps engineers. We do deployment. First of all, why as a DevOps engineer, what is the purpose of doing deployment? Why do we need deployment? That's the question you are going to get on interview. Sir, the main purpose of doing deployment is first of all, adding the new features to application. For example, if I create an application, we cannot give all the services at one time. For example, let's take WhatsApp. Initially at WhatsApp, we have messaging and calling service. Correct or not, sir? After that, status comes. After that, location come. After that, payment come. Now, WhatsApp is having Meta AI service also. Remember, application evolution is a continuous progress. We cannot create any application at a time. We are going to still modify it after creating also. Okay. So the main purpose of deployment is to add the new feature. At the same time, you need to remove the bugs also. Okay, I mean enhancing the new features of application, improving the performance. That means for the version 1, if your application is taking a load time of 2 seconds, but for version 2 you need to make it as 1 second. For version 3 you need to make it as half second. For version 4 you need to make it in milliseconds, sir. So continuously performance is mandatory. What is mandatory? Let's take first time it will be very like it's take 40 minutes. I think 40 minutes is very like 40 seconds. Let's take 40 seconds is gonna be very big time or not, sir? Generally we need to get the application within 2 to 3 seconds mostly, but 40 seconds it's gonna be very great. So in that case I need to make it down. So from 40 to 20, 30, 10, like microseconds. Yes. So breaking the large application into microservices. That means if the application is going to very big, I am going to convert into that microservices. How I am going to convert into? How we can do microservice by using Docker and Kubernetes. We have seen with your live hands. I shown you the microservice project also. This is the purpose of doing deployment. Again, adding the new features, removing the bugs, enhancing the new features, as well as improving the performance, and finally breaking the application into. That is the need of deployment. Acha, okay, sir. Now, if I want to do deployment in real time, what are the things I need to have? If I want to do deployment, first of all, I need to have the huge infrastructure. What I need to have? Huge means very big. Okay. So we will be having all the services. Next, releasing of the new code. What you need to have? That means if I have version 1 code, I deploy one time. Second time also I am going to use same code. Huh? With version 1, I deployed the application, sir. Developer haven't given me new code. With the old code, can I redeploy the application? No. After that, involvement of dev, QA and DevOps team. That means developers will write the code, testers will test it, and DevOps is gonna deploy the application. And definitely we need to create the deployments for database. That means every time, whenever if you are deploying the application, we are going to use new database. Why? Because if I use old database for all deployments, if it got corrupted, what will happen? You lost the entire data. So that is the reason in real time, definitely for every new deployment, we need to make sure old data should be backup and you need to create the new database. And remember, in real time, before we do deployment, we are going to take everything as a backup. We take server backup. How to take server backup? Snapshots. And we take database backup. Database backup also in snapshots. I shown you how to take backup and how to store it on the S3 and how to delete it, how to retrieve it. Everything we perform with our own hands or not, sir? Yes. And finally, we need to get the approval from RM. We need to get the approval from RM, stand for release management. Release manager actually. So a question for the experienced people here who want to go with experience. There is a question in interview. What is the difference between deployment and release? That is the question. If I want to test the real knowledge of a person, for experienced person, I'll ask these questions only. I don't ask what is Docker, I don't ask what is Kubernetes. Everybody will tell it. But I want to know how much of real-time exposure he is having. I'll ask these questions. What is the difference between release and version? I mean, sorry, like release and deployment. And no, that's not wrong. Sorry, that's not true. That is not the scenario, Tapas. My question is very straightforward. Difference between deployment and release. Both are same. Then why we are having two different names? Here. Release the? No, not that one. Okay, let me tell you. So basically release and deployment are two different things actually. I'll make it easy for you. For example, if you take any application, how many versions we are having for applications? 3 applications. I mean, sorry, 3 versions. Let me tell you like this. Let's take I deploy the application, sir. What we are deploying application. And the application version is going to be like this. So I'll go for text tool here. 1.2.3. Let's take the application version like this. What is the application version? 1.2. There 1 is the major version, 2 is the minor version, 3 is the patch. 1 is major, 2 is minor, and 3 is gonna be patch. So let me open the paint here for your clarity. Let me write it here. Okay, I'll do this. 1.2.3. I'm gonna make it large because ultimately, like I use font size here. So here 1 is nothing but your major version. What is 1? Major version. And coming to the 2 here, 2 is nothing but my minor. Let me decrease some font size. 1 is major. Okay. And 2 is nothing but my minor. And third one is gonna be patch. Sir, for example, if you are changing the patch version of your application, that is called as deployment. No, sir, if you are changing the minor version of application, then that is going to call as release. Let me tell you. For example, the application is going from 1.2.3 to 1.2.4. Do I call it as release or patch? Patch. But if I do 1.3.0, then I can call it as release. So remember, if the patch is changing, that is called as deployment, sir. That means when the patch is changing, we are not going to get any new features. Old features will be there, but security is going to improve. Security, patches, vulnerability, and performance, this is going to increase. But while I'm releasing the application, by changing the minor version, I'll get the new features, I'll get the new console, and everything will be having improvised things actually. So it is going to be very high level question for you. Of course, freshers will not get this kind of question. I am telling this question for experienced people only. But again, what is the difference between deployment and patch? Sorry, deployment and release? Deployment means which one you are going to change? Patch. In patch, do we get any new changes? Existing features are going to improve. And what is the meaning of release? Changing the minor version. So do we get new features of the application? Yes, correct. Fine. So next year, sir, while you are doing the deployment, what are the things you are going to take as precaution? First of all, definitely we need to take the backup. Your build backup and database backup and server backup also. Build means your WAR file. Generally, where you take the WAR file backup? Nexus man. Okay. Next up, need to provide the isolation for environments. How do we do it? By using Terraform workspace. Correct or not, sir? Can able to do rollback if the deployment got? Well, I shown this lively on the Kubernetes. kubectl rollout history, kubectl rollout undo. We done it lively or not, sir? And finally, make sure we are deploying the correct code on current environment and current client. For example, if developer asks me to deploy in dev environment, if I deploy in prod, what will happen? It is going to waste. Why? Because developer asked me to deploy in dev environment, but I am deploying on client. So definitely it's going to be waste or not, sir? Yes. Like this. So these are the things what you need to understand. Again, deployment purpose is to add the new features, removing the bugs, enhancing the features, improving the performance, as well as breaking the application to microservice. Things need for deployment. Here we need to have infrastructure setup. We need to have new release of the code. We need to have dev, QA, and DevOps team involvement, creating of database and approval from RM. But things to consider: backup of build, database, and server. Isolation for environments. We do rollback if it got failed immediately, and make sure we are deploying on current environment and current client server. Fine. So now, sir, here, what is the thing I want to tell for is, here if I go to the types of the deployment, in interview, this is going to be majorly asked question for every experienced candidate. Fresher, you can take it light, but experience, it's going to be very, very important. What are the deployment strategies we have used on our real-time environment? He's going to ask a question like this. You worked as a DevOps engineer for 4 years of experience. After doing deployment, like what kind of strategy you have used? Let me tell the strategies. First strategy in the deployment is going to be blue-green deployment. Which one? Blue-green deployments is nothing but all servers will be replaced at a time. Let's see in the diagram. I'm going to explain very clear for all of you. Blue servers are old code. Blue servers are what here? Old code. Sir, old code is going to work on old servers. That is blue. And the second color is green color. That is new server with new code. Initially, what developers will do, they will give the old code and we are going to deploy an old environment. Where we are going to deploy an? That means in the blue servers. Once if I deploy the application on old environment, now I create new environment and I'll be deploying the new code to the new environment. If the deployment got success, I will route the traffic from old server to, how do you route the traffic? With the help of load balancer. With the help of load balancer, can we create multiple target groups or not, sir? Old servers are on target group 1, new servers are on target group 2. Remove the target group 1 and give the target group 2. So this kind of strategy is called as blue-green strategy. Which one? In blue-green strategy, only thing you need to remember is we have two environments, old environment and new environment. Initially application work with old environment, but we create new environment with new code and we deploy the application. So ultimately I'm going to route the traffic from old servers to new servers. This is very, very important. You need to explain. I heard that this question comes in the exam, I think screening test. Blue-green strategy. This is what exactly blue-green strategy meant for. Okay. Second one is going to be rolling strategy. Rolling strategy we already performed lively in our Kubernetes. Rolling strategy are nothing but, let's say how many servers I'm having with the application V1? 4 servers. What I'll be doing, this mouse is not working. I want to explain this. Stravani, mouse please. Somehow it is working. Okay. Yeah, let's see how it is going to work. Let's say I'm going to take 3 servers. It is my old server, sir. That means I'm having application version V1 here. Which version? V1. Let me take like this, V1. Okay, fine. So now what is going to happen, if I want to deploy the new version of the application, first of all, I'll be creating the version 2 pod here. What I'm going to create here? Version 2 pod. So now after I create the version 2 new pod, I'm going to delete the version 1 old pod. Okay. Now how many servers are replaced here? 1 server. Okay. So 1 server got come with the new application. Similarly, when I create a new server with version 2, I'll be removing the old server with version 1. So again, I'm having 3 servers. Similarly, I'll create the new server with version 2 and I'm going to remove the old server with version 1. Like that, I'm going to replace one by one server. I'll create a new server, I'll remove old one. And again, I create the second new server, I'll replace the second old server. And again, third new server I'll create and I'm going to replace the third old. By default, Kubernetes will follow this kind of approach. I shown it lively on the session of deployment. In Kubernetes, we talk about deployment right in day 2. If you go and see, there I have explained the concept lively. Okay, that's it. So in the blue-green environment, like in the blue-green deployment, your all servers are going to replace at a time. But in rolling strategy, your servers are going to replace one by one. So are the 2 strategies clear for all of you till now? Online, can you please confirm me? Are the first 2 strategies clear for all of you or not? Fine. So it's clear. Fourth one is going to be canary deployment. Canary deployment is what we see frequently. Let me tell you what is canary deployment. Sir, whenever I try to release the new version of my code, let's say I'm having 100 users here. How many users? 100. Okay. 70% of users I'll send to old servers with old code. But 30% of user I'll send to new server with new code. For example, if this 30% of people is satisfied, I'm going to remove my old servers and I'm going to create the new server with new code. When we are going to see these kind of things means, you are using WhatsApp and your friend is using WhatsApp, but your friend is having the latest features, but you won't get. Sometimes, have you ever seen this kind of things actually? Yeah. Same things are going to happen. That's it. So whenever you are not having the latest version of the application, but your friend is having the latest version of application, at that time, what is the strategy we are following? Canary. So most of the times you have faced these kind of issues, right? So the reason why you are getting that kind of things means due to using the canary deployments. And the fourth one is going to be recreating. Recreating, it is very simple. In the blue green, in the rolling and canary, you need to have two servers, old server and new. But recreating doesn't require two servers, only one server. Initially, you have the version 1 code. What you do, you remove the version 1 code and you put the version 2 code in the same server. You don't change anything. You just replace the old version with the help of this kind of strategy, we can save a lot of time, we can save a lot of cost also. Okay, but the only disadvantage is we have downtime. What do we have? Downtime is nothing but how much of time your application is unavailable. What is the meaning of downtime? In rolling strategies, in blue green, in canary, we don't get downtime, but recreating, we get downtime. But the best thing is our cost is going to be reduced and time is also and the work is also going to be very reduced like that. And the last one is going to be AB deployment. AB deployment is nothing but you create two servers only. Two servers you create at a time. For server number 1, you give new code. Server number 2, you give old code. What I am trying to do, I'll send 50% of user to old code and 50% of user to new code. Which users are morely satisfied? If server 2 with new code, users are satisfied, I'll remove server 1. Or if server 1 with old code users are satisfied, I'll remove server number 2. So this is called as AB deployment. In real time, we do it for testing purpose. But for production routine, it is not a good practice. For production, mostly we use blue, green and canary are the most used one. For production level, if you ask me. Fine. And the last one is going to be custom strategy. What is the last one? Custom strategy is nothing but if you define your own strategy, that is what you can call as custom. But remember, as a DevOps engineer, we need to make sure our application is running on zero downtime. Zero downtime means our application will be running 24/7. Okay. Let me tell you one of the craziest thing actually. Have you ever seen Netflix is stopped running for a lot of hours? No. Why it is running continuously? Because they have a lot of servers usage. Okay. You know what Netflix can do? They will use the method called MAD method. Which method? Basically, if I want to do any experiment things, I'll do it on developing environment or testing. But these guys will do experiment on production environment. Which environment? What they will do, you know, for example, let's say, if the Netflix application is running on, let's say, let me wait. For example, let's say, if Netflix application is running on these 3 servers, for example, I'm taking, immediately they'll go and delete any one of the server. Why they do it? Sarada. Really, man, they do it for fun only. Why? Because they want to check, even though if any one of the server is expected in production, is my application running effectively or not? Of course, even if they remove, automatically my auto scaling group will create one more thing. But they will do these activities for fun purpose only. Trust me, they want to check their application can handle any kind of disaster or not. Is it clear? For example, you are very strong, that you know, but you want to test your strength by punching a wall. Is that a method of madness or not, sir? You want to check your strength. Here also this Netflix want to check the application strength, how the application is going to work. Okay. So that is the reason why these people will do these kind of activities on production. They will go and directly terminate the server. But even though if they terminate, auto scaling group will create a new server. So application will not affect. That is the reason. Sir, you said this many strategies, but in interview, which one we are going to explain? Select anyone. Don't go for multiple. I won't recommend. Explain blue, green or rolling. Any one is enough, sir. Is my logic clear for all of you? Know? Again, what is blue, green? I have two environments. Old environment and new environment. Initially, my users will come to old environment with old code. But once the new server is ready with new environment, I'm going to route the traffic from old server to ultimately user will get the new application only. Like that. And finally, rolling means I'm going to replace server one by one, one by one, one by one. Like that, I'm going to replace all the old servers with all the new servers. Right. That's it. These two are enough, sir. Remaining thing for your knowledge, if you want to read, you can read. But no need to explain. Why? Because you will implement only one strategy per one deployment. I cannot implement all of them. One is possible. Correct. Correct. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's come back to the point. Okay. So guys, is the deployment strategy clear for all of you? Know? If it is clear, I'll gonna show you how to explain project. This is gonna be very, very important. Okay. Now go ahead and see here. Sir, if in interviewer asked me how to explain project, let's see how you are going to work. So this is for both experience as well as fresher. Basically, this is for experience. But if fresher explain on the same way, damn sure you are going to be selected. I'm going to write 7 points only. If you buy heart the 7 points and if you explain the way I explain to you now, then trust me, within the first 10 minutes only, your interview is done. They won't ask you much questions. Why? Because this is the detailed overview of how the project is going to start and project is going to end in the real time. First of all, I'm talking about monolithic project. So every project will start with client account, sir. For example, here you are using single account, but in real time for multiple clients, we are going to create multiple accounts. What we're going to create? How do you create multiple accounts? Means in AWS, we have a service called AWS organization. What is the service name? If I go to my AWS here, let me show it lively for you. Type here AWS organization. It is one of the high level service in the AWS IAM. Okay. But remember, you don't work on these things. Very, very big experienced people will work here. AWS organization. Are you seeing this one? Currently, you have one account. That is your main root account. Okay. Are you seeing the management account? Management account stands for it is a main account. And rest of them are called as member account. Management and member. We have only two things. Okay. So already for my previous class, I have shown you how to create one account, but I'm going to show you how to create another account. So click on add AWS account. For example, I have a client called Swiggy. So add here Swiggy and give the detail as swiggy@gmail.com. IAM role. I'm not giving anything here. So click on create IAM account. So now Satya is having the main account. In that main account, I mean like root account, I am creating one more account called Zomato. It is for my Zomato client. And second thing, I am gonna create one more account called Swiggy. Which one? Swiggy. So if you go and see, currently my account is on creating process, so we need to wait for it. Like that, in real time, I will create different account for different clients. Remember, we never ever use same account for multiple clients. That is very, very danger. Your client will not accept. Definitely for every client, we need to use every different account. Is it clear for all of you? Fine. And how to create multiple accounts by using the concept called AWS. So in the interview, so sir, we have created AWS accounts for different client. We have a service called organization account. For each and every client, we create separate account. That is the point number 1 in the project. After creating the account, now we are going to enable SSO. That is called a single sign-on. Which one? Let's say, sir, I'm having 10 clients account. So in real time, are we going to have 10 different username and 10 different password? Means no. You have only one username and one password to log into multiple clients. Let me show you on diagrammatical perception. If we go to diagram, it is how exactly hierarchy is going to look like. It is your main account. In the main account, you are going to have client accounts. What you are going to have? Let's take it is my client account 1. It's my client account 2. Okay, it's my client account 3. I'm taking here 3 accounts for your convenience. Okay. It is my client 1. It is my client number 2. It is my client number 3. So for all of these clients, I have a URL. For example, let's say https://AWS signin /tcs.org. For example, let's take a random string I'm taking. Okay. So from this URL, every account is going to connect. So what is the best thing, for each and every account, I'm going to use same username. For example, user is equal to Raham. I'm going to take. And password is equal to, let's take test123. Okay, I can put my own username and own password. With the help of single username and single password, if I give the URL here, automatically my client 1 account, my client 2 account, client 3 account is going to come. This is the way how you log into your console in real time. Is the logic clear? Whenever you join to the company, the first thing they will give is they will provide SSO sign-on. SSO stand for single sign-on. What is the purpose? Able to log into all client accounts with the same credentials. So first of all, you create the client account, then you log into the client account by using SSO. Then you need to tell that, sir, after login to the client account, we created the infrastructure. Why? Because without creating infra, can we do anything? Tell them, we have done with the infrastructure creation. For infra creation, which tool we have used? And with the help of concept of modules, we done the 3-tier infrastructure creation. I shown you how to create 3-tier infrastructure creation. I showed you how to use modules also. Explain the same way. After once your infra got created, now you need to configure the infra. For configuration, which tool we used here? Sir, in the Ansible tool, we created a roles. So with the help of the roles, we done with the software installation and we done the deployment process. And how we have done the deployment? First of all, we have taken the code from GitHub. Then we have generated an artifact in continuous integration. And that var file we have stored on the CI/CD with the help of tool called. Have we done this live hands-on or not, sir? Like that. And finally, once the application got deployed, we verified the application from load balancer. So load balancer is giving a DNS. From the DNS, we verified the application is running or not. If it is running, it's okay, cool. We'll go for the monitoring of application. How we done the monitoring of application? By using Prometheus and Grafana. This is the same way you need to follow to explain the project. Again, I'm repeating. Your project always start with the creating the client account. Which service will help us? AWS organization. Second one, with the help of SSO, we are going to enable single sign-on. What is the purpose? To log into the multiple client account by using same credentials. Next, you need to create infra from Terraform. Next, you need to configure the infrastructure from Ansible, create roles and install softwares. And coming to the deployment, I am taking code from GitHub. There in the Jenkins, I done CI integration and I got the var file. I put the var file in Nexus. From there, I wrote my CI/CD pipeline. Before go to interview, just see the CI/CD pipeline once and tell them with the help of Ansible integration, I done the deployment. Finally, if the deployment is done, verify the application from the load balancer DNS, and that is also done. So we have monitored the application from the Prometheus and Grafana dashboard. Guys, I don't know what you are going to do. You need to by heart this same thing. Don't use your own explanation. Use the way I have written here. Why? Because if you explain like this, I'm telling you, within the first 10 minutes only, your interview will be done. They won't ask you 20 and 30 minutes. Why? Because from project starting to ending, whatever I have done on my organization, the same process I'm explaining now. And again, I'm going to give the notes for you. So no need of taking the pictures. Okay. I'll give it on Google Classroom anyways. Fine. So is the concept of monolithic architecture clear for all of you? Know? Online, can you please confirm is monolithic clear for all of you or not? Fine. So next year, sir, for example, if I put a microservice project, then how to explain the microservice project? I'll explain that also. For monolithic and microservice, first 2 points and last 2 points are same, sir. Only middle 3 points are going to differ. See, first of all, what you are going to create again? Organization account. Next, what you are going to log in? SSO. First of all, you can create infra. Infra you can create from Terraform or why? Because from chaos also I shown you how to create infrastructure for Kubernetes. Tell them, sir, with the help of chaos or Terraform, I create the multi-node Kubernetes cluster with 5-node cluster. 5-node means definitely 2 master and 3 worker nodes. If someone asks you why you need 2 master nodes, unfortunately one master got deleted. We have second master node as backup. Okay, that's it. So next, the developer will give the code for me. Based upon the code, what you are going to write? Docker file, and the Docker file is going to convert, and that image I'm going to push into. Already you've seen how to do it from pipeline, automated process. After putting the Docker hub, now I'm going to do the deployment. I put the manifest file on GitHub. From the GitHub, I write the manifest file, and the KOps cluster is going to take the manifest file, and Argo CD is going to do the deployment. Have you done it or not, sir? Completely automated. After Argo CD is done with the deployment, again we are going to verify the application from load balancer DNS, which you already know. And finally, we need to monitor the application and service from the Grafana dashboard. That means point number 1, 2, as well as 6 and 7 is common for both monolithic and, but only the middle 3 are going to change for mono and micro. So I will recommend everyone to put these 2 projects. Why? Because these 2 you have done hands-on. Live project I have shown you. One on Jenkins, one on Ansible, one on Docker, one on Kubernetes, and one on Terraform. Okay. So guys, this is the same way how you need to explain the projects in interview. Is my logic clear for you? Know? Correct. Okay, sir, you said that projects and you said me how to explain. But in interview, if they ask me, sir, what are your daily life activities as a DevOps engineer means, remember, first your work will start with the checking emails, which is very, very boring. Why? Because you will work from morning 9 a.m. to evening 6 p.m. let's say. But when your client will work from evening 8 a.m. to morning 4 p.m. For example, let's take. So in this middle, what you are going to do, you are going to sleep, correct or not, sir? So while you are not working, your client will send some new tickets for you. What is going to send? Ticket is nothing but work. In real time, work is going to be called as ticket. Okay. First of all, we need to check the emails. Why? Because we are going to check what are the new tickets we got and what are the tickets that are pending. Definitely we need to check. After that, deployment through pipeline. So definitely you need to optimize the pipeline. So in interview, they are going to ask you, how do you optimize the pipeline? First, better thing to optimize the pipeline is use pipeline as a code. Better thing. Second, provide the manual approval for deployment. Why? Because to avoid the misconfigurations. Third, you can do multi-configuration. I mean like a multi-stage configuration. Multi-stage configuration means basically what we do, check out, build, test we can do, right? But what I can do, build and test 2 I can run parallelly. Basically after building, then only I go for testing, correct or not, sir? But there is a option, building and testing I can do parallelly. That is also one of the option we are having. That is called as multi-stage building. What do we call as? Correct. So cluster outage, we need to check out our cluster are running out of the disk, out of RAM and CPU. Sometimes if the pods are consuming more CPU and more RAM, so automatically what is going to happen, your cluster will outage. So we need to check the disk space. How we can check? By using Grafana. From the Grafana, we can get alerts or not, sir? Correct. And monitoring is one of your daily life work, and communicating with all team. This is going to be daily life. So definitely communication is going to be very, very important. Daily you need to communicate with developers, testers, as well as some of your stakeholders, some of your clients, and your team leaders, team managers, everyone you need to communicate with. And daily stand-up call. Definitely you need to go for daily stand-up call. That means your work is from morning 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. At 6 p.m. they are going to conduct a call. In that call, you need to tell whatever the works you have done today, what are the tickets you got, how you would handle the ticket, and if you are facing any problem in your work, you need to intimate on the daily stand-up call, like that. Working on automating tasks by using Ansible, by using shell script, you need to automate lot of tasks. I shown you how to use Ansible, and we have our own scripts, like that. And documenting the gaps. That means, for example, if you get a new issue in your company, after resolving the issue, you are going to create a Word document. Why? Because in future, if somebody got the same issue, they need to have the referral or not, sir? So documentation is the thing everyone is going to do on real time. Even for my company, you don't believe, almost all 80% of the documentation done by me for my company. The reason why is I was the person who give KT for all the newcomers. And I was the person who provide documentation. Why? Because whatever the documents I provide, these are going to be very in-depth. And each and every process is going to be detailed. You are seeing my notes. How details I'm giving for notes, sir? Each and every point. That is the reason documentation work is going to be very, very important. And exploring the new tools. So definitely if new tool comes into the market, as a DevOps engineer, you need to know about that tool. It's our one of the daily life work. And coming to migration. For example, if your application is running on a on-premises, I need to migrate to AWS cloud. There are some operation called lift and shift, rehost. These are some of the migration strategies actually. Let me tell you this one. If I go to here, I'll gonna type like this, migration strategies. If I go and see, in the images section, rehosting, lift and shift, recreate, there will be. Are you seeing the rehosting here? Are you seeing refactoring, repurchasing, replatforming, retaining, retiring? There are a lot of strategies available for the market. So it is also one of the work what we are going to do. But as a juniors, you don't do these activities. Why? Because it is very big activities that are going to be done by the cloud architects. Okay, and the cloud professionals, very, very big experienced people are going to do. But remember, there is a concept called cloud migration. Cloud migration means if your application running on premises, okay, then you need to provide migration. What are the common things we are having? Rehosting, revising, refactor, rebuild, and replace. Okay, what I'll be doing is I'm going to give an overview for you. So what are the different migration strategies you are having? Of course, even though it's not a part of your syllabus, but I'll try to just to give you a little overview about this one for you. Let me make it small. Yep. So if you go and see, first of all, rehosting is nothing but if my applications are on premises, I'll copy the data to the cloud actually. We have a lot of services. Revising is nothing but completely you are going to revise the code and you are going to change the entire code and you are going to deploy the application on the cloud. Refactor is nothing but, wait, like its background is not good. Wait. I'll take a new one here. I'll explain here. Okay. So revising means revise the code to take the advantage of cloud resource. That means according to the cloud, I'll change the code actually. And refactor means rewrite application code in a crowd-friendly manner. That means how cloud supports for your application. For example, for my on-premises, I don't have load balancer on the cloud. But in the cloud, we have load balancer or not, sir? According to the load balancer, I can change my code actually. Rebuilding is nothing but rebuild the application from the scratch in a cloud friendly manner. That means you are going to writing the code from the scratch to end. Finally, replace nothing but replacing the application functionality with a SaaS alternative. SaaS stand for SaaS, software as a service, like that. So there are lot of migration strategies which you can see on the real time. But here I just give an overview of what is cloud migration and like how exactly we are going to deal within the real time. That's it. Let me give this image also. But the background of the image is not good. Let me try to search for some other alternative. Wait. Yeah, here I do have. No, this one is only better. Let me give this one only. Types. Yeah, this seems best one. I can copy this one and I can give it. Okay. So just for your reference, you can see, but again, it is also not going to be interview question. I won't recommend. Why? Because this is going to be very, very big works. You don't get a chance to work here, but I'll just recommend to see like how it is going to work and what is this and so on. That's it. So I'm gonna give this document so you can take it from here. That's it. So now finally we are going to discuss about the resume building. But before I discuss about the resume building, I'll give what you need to put on resume. Okay, there is a website called ATS Scanner. Which one? I think all of you know what is ATS, right? What is ATS? Huh? It's a application tracker. Sorry, like whatever it can be. Simply we can call it as resume scanner. See, if my company posts a job, for one job I'll be getting hundreds of resumes. I cannot see hundreds of resume. What this ATS will do, it is going to scan all the resume and it is going to pick the best resume for you. Okay. So once if you build your resume, you need to go to the any of the ATS scanner and you need to click on login or sign up. Upload your resume that is going to scan your resume. Based upon the suggestion that resume is going to give, modify your resume. Recently, one of my student like called to me, sir, like I'm not getting the calls from 6 months. I asked them why. I'm asking her like, are you giving the update resume? Yes, sir. Are you using the ATS friendly resume? Yes, sir. I asked her, how you know it is ATS friendly? Sir, one of my other friend give me the resume. I simply copy paste the resume. Okay. Go to the ATS scanner and check the resume. Basically, what is the best score of ATS resume scanner is you need to get minimum 80%. Which one? But that resume got only 50%. How will the calls will come, sir? So I will recommend everyone to use the templates. I'm going to give a template for all of you. Please open your Telegram channels, all of you once. If you open your Telegram channels, I'm going to send two things for you. Let me give a minute. Wait. Where it is? Yep. This I have seen, this resume is having score of 100%, which was very good score actually. So what I will recommend you is, I will recommend everyone to use the same resume format. Okay. As well as I'm going to give the ATS scanner test for all of you. So if you go to your Telegram channel, in the Telegram, I'm posting this one. 4:30 batch, right? Your one is. Where is your batch, by the way? I got it. Wait. So guys, I have given the link for you. So from the ATS link, I have given the ATS link as well as I'm going to give the one of the resume for you. So please build your resume as per this. Of course, I'll give it on Telegram and Google Classroom also, nothing to worry, okay? Let me give this on Google Classroom also. Classroom. Okay, I'll give it later in the Google Classroom. It's fine. So now what I am trying to do is, sir, after building your resume, everyone please upload your resume there and check your score and make the corrections as per the suggestions. Okay. So I'm going to tell the resume building for fresher. So for fresher, guys, please try to make your resume with at least only one page. Don't go for 2 pages. It's not recommended also. Try to put everything within single page. How many pages? So it is my fresher resume actually. Like it's old resume. Wait. I have the new resume. Let me open this one. And one more thing that a lot of people are going to do mistake, your resume should match your job description. If I give one resume, please don't go and use same resume for all the jobs. Every job requirement is different. See the job description. Build your resume as per job description. Don't apply same resume for all the jobs. Okay. Where is resumes? Yeah. So guys, it is the old resume I'm having. Let me go with the new resume. Wait, in the Google Classroom, I'm having the new resume. Seems. Give me a second. Okay. So wait, basically the new resume is on my mobile actually. I'll give this into Telegram channel. Okay. After session. Okay. Let me explain the old resume here. Or give me just a couple of minutes. I'll try to paste the new resume. Wait. Files. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Yeah. It's the same resume. Nothing changed. Yeah. Same resume. So guys, I'm explaining for pressure. Please listen carefully. First of all, I will recommend everyone to do one thing. Please don't copy paste the resume. I'm giving a resume. You know, like what happened? My previous batch, almost all 15 people went for interview with the resume I have given. I clearly asked them and requested them, please not to go with the same resume. What these people done, these Batakist people, they have gone with the same resume. I clearly say them, guys, please don't go with the same resume. These guys has taken the same resume and gone for interview. And the HR, without taking the interview, she rejected all of them. Those are talented. I know those are going to crack the job. But unfortunately, without taking the interview also by seeing the resume, okay, we'll call you, you go. The same thing they said. So everyone, please try to build your own resume on different styles. Okay. If you go to Canva, there are a hell lot of free resumes for you. Let me open this one. I'll quickly show Canva. So here in the section, I can type resumes. Are you seeing the resume templates here? There are free resume templates without paying a single penny. If I go and click here, I can click on customize this template. Okay. Just to what is the only thing you want to do is, modify your details. For example, his name is Richard, but my name is Ram. What I can do here, instead of Richard, I can put Raham. Okay. I'm just giving like this. So Raham, and I'm a DevOps manager, for example. I'm like team manager or like anything, whatever. So I'm gonna give here DevOps fresher for you. After that, give contact details. So just to give DevOps, and in DevOps, Dev D and O must be capital. Okay, so remember D and O must be capital, but here everything is comes capital. That's fine. So just to give DevOps engineer. After that, contact and modify everything whatever you know. And if you want to add one more page, click on add one more page and try to make it build. But I will recommend one page is enough. But if you want to make it 2 pages, it's completely fine. If you don't want the resume with profile picture, just go with other resume. Okay. Instead of going with profile picture, you can go with the normal resume templates also. If I go here, let me tell you. So are you seeing this resume? This is not having any profile picture. If you want to put more content, select profile X picture. Okay. If you want to put Alexa, if you want to put less content, select the resume with profile picture. No, sir, if I want to put more content, I want to add a lot of things to my resume. Select the resume which is not having the profile pic. Fine. So now coming back to here, once if you modify your resume and if you want to download the resume, the process is gonna be very simple. Click here. I don't want this. Let me delete. Are you seeing share option? Click on download. That's it. Now simply automatically resume is going to be download, and your resume should be on docs format. Don't go for PDF. Make it on docs format. Are you seeing your sample resume, sir? How good the resume is looking? So please try to use Canva resumes. Don't go for plain resume. Now coming to the content here, sir, here you need to give proper email, create a fresh email, proper number and address. Okay, career objective. Everyone do copy paste, you do copy paste, nothing to write specially. Coming to technical skill, this is a technical skill what you are going to put. But try to put everything on 3 to 4 lines, just like add like this, if it is possible. Okay, just try to make the lines parallel. Okay, version control system build. Okay, next come to configuration management tool. So try to make it like this. Arrange it for your convenience, sir, but put the same content. Okay. So now coming to the AWS services. So add the AWS service what you know. Coming to the project description, take a reference code and deploy the application to Tomcat. So here I have given whatever the like things we have done here. So you can write the summary. Summary means what exactly you have done in the project. So coming to the strength, strength is very, very important. So in the strength, add these 3 only: team player, adaptable and flexible, communication. The reason why I am asking to add these 3 only means team player means as a fresher, you need to be ready to work on any task and to work on any profile. For example, here I taught you DevOps with AWS, but company is asking GCP to work. You need to tell, yes, I am ready for it. Team player is someone who can do any work without complaining. If your company asks you to work on database, even though if you don't know, just give me some time, I'll learn and I'll work. Like that. Adaptable and flexible, the reason why I have written is, your college timings might be 9 to 5. But in companies, don't expect 9 to 5 work. You will be having shifts. Morning 7 a.m., morning 10 a.m., evening 2 p.m., evening 6 p.m. You have multiple rotational shifts. You need to be flexible for it. Lastly, communication. As a DevOps, communication play very, very vital role. That is the reason I have added the strengths, and the languages is not recommended, sir. If we have space on your resume, put languages. Otherwise, don't require. Coming to certification, I request everyone to not to put the Naresh IT certificate. Naresh IT will give certificate, sir. That is not gonna valid anywhere. Okay, certification is different. Certificate is different. If you go to institute and take a course, that is called a certificate. Certification means after taking the course. If you write an exam, official exam, by paying some money, that is called a certification. Just like my Terraform certification. Okay. If you have any certification, put it, or otherwise completely ignore that one. Coming to hobbies, hobbies are not mandatory. You can completely ignore this one. And coming to education, in education also, please don't give your SSC, your MPC, BPC, these are not required. Only your latest education is going to be matter for them. What is the BTech you have done? What is the branch? What is the year? And what is the passed out? That's it. And sometimes if you are having year gap, don't mention enough passed out. I will recommend if you are 2020 passed out or 21, you still want to go as a fresher, don't mention year of passed out there. That's it. And coming to personal information, no company will care about your personal information. If somebody is still using the resume with personal information, like father's name, brother name, mother name, marital status, gender, date of birth, age, address, why company want all of them? Are company going to adapt you? No, company will pay for what you are going to work, sir. So here in this resume, remove the personal information as well as education. Remove the lower education for you, and the languages also remove. Rest of the resume build as per your Canva. I am asking everyone to pick up one of your required template. There is nothing here to worry. If you just go to the Canva, template is pre-built. You will go and copy paste the content, correct or not, sir? After doing this one, now directly go to the ATS scanner and check your score. Your score must be at least 80%. How much? Definitely Canva templates will be going to have the good score. But again, choosing the resume with profile picture or not with the profile picture, it's up to your hands. It's completely up to your choice. Okay. So this is the fresher resume. And here I have given one project only. No, sir, if I want to put one more project also, I'll give you one more resume also. After the class, like tomorrow, I'll be giving one more resume for you. You can go with 2 projects, but 1 project is enough. No, sir, if I want to put 2 or 3, you can put 2 or 3 also. Put 1 monolithic project, 1 microservice, 1 infrastructure. That means Terraform project. That's enough. Now coming to the experience level of resume, this is going to be quite easy. Whenever I compare with fresher resume, experience resume is going to be very, very easy, sir. Why? Because the better way to build experience resume is simply copy paste the things from Google. Nobody will tell you like this, but that is a harsh reality. Let me tell you. If I go to the Google, let me type like this. I want a DevOps jobs for 3+ years. For example, I'm going to take like this. 3+ or 4+, it's up to your choice. If I go to DevOps engineer, I have a job at Apple. Okay. So if I click on this one, are you seeing job description here? Whatever you are seeing on the job description, read the job description and copy paste the job description on your own words. Why? Because experienced people resume will be filtering upon the job description only. Here I have given some profile summary, sir. For experienced people, if you go and see, I have given some profile summary. In the profile summary, I have put whatever you have learned here. If you go and see, having a good experience in DevOps with CI/CD implementation, have you done it? Red Hat and Ubuntu operating system, we worked on both. Infrastructure, we worked on Terraform. And infrastructure automation with the help of Jenkins pipeline. And I shown you how to do with the Terraform cloud also. Worked on CI/CD projects. Have you done it? And a Jenkins job for end-to-end application deployment, from taking the code to deploying the application. And creating the user and restricting the user on Jenkins by using RBAC. And storing the artifacts in S3 and enabling replication. You know how to store the files in S3 also. Coming to Docker, creating the containers, managing them, Docker Swarm, Docker Stack we have worked on, and Ansible configuration management we worked on. So we have created the playbooks, handlers, roles, everything we have worked on, as well as installing and configuring the Kubernetes cluster. You know the architecture of Kubernetes, you know the resources, namespace, quotas, services, volumes, everything. And coming to AWS, we have worked on IAM, VPC, EC2, S3, and so on. That means whatever I taught on the course, everything is here only. Nothing we have left, sir. Okay. While you are going to interview, you need to make sure only one thing. Whatever you put on resume, that you are able to explain. Here, whatever we have put on the resume, have you done with our own hands on or not, sir? If you prepare properly, can you able to explain or not? That's it. Now coming to the project here, I have given the project number 1. So the people, online people who want to go with experience after taking the documents, okay. So you need to mention your client details and everything. Here I should not give. Why? Because if you are going with experience, definitely you will get some documents. In the documents, whatever the client and everything is there, you need to put the same thing. and follow the same template. Don't do anything. Please don't modify anything. Use the template what exactly I have given here. And one other thing you want to do is here, while building your resume, so for especially I'm taking it for experience, guys, please read the job description. Please read the whatever the things they are mentioned in the job description, you need to mention on your resume. In the profile summary, mention them. Okay, like that. And for experience here, I have given two kind of project. One is monolithic project. For monolithic project, last time I shown you how to explain a project, right? Couple of minutes ago, like half an hour ago. In the same way, explain the project. So now they are going to ask about your roles and responsibilities, what you have done in the project. In the project, we deployed the end-to-end product in the Tomcat. We have taken the code backup and database backup. We have maintaining the servers running out of disk or not, monitoring the services, integrating the tools like Git, Maven, Nexus, Ansible, Tomcat, Terraform to Jenkins. Whatever we have done in the project, everything I have given step by step, sir. There is nothing new here. So experienced people, it's up to your choice whether to put one project or two projects, but I'll recommend everyone to do two projects. Why? Because if you put two projects, every tool is going to cover. So it's gonna add a lot of advantage for you. And if you are having any certification, at last add the certifications also. And one more thing, I'm recommending everyone to modify the template. Don't use the same template. Use different templates, and your score must be build your resume, check your score. If it is 80%, directly go and apply for Naukri and LinkedIn. That's enough. No, sir, after building my resume, I want to get a review. Send the resume for me in Telegram. I'll open, I'll check it, and I'll provide the feedback for you. But remember, two major points. Your resume must be matched into the job description. Point number two, after building the resume, you need to check the ATS score. These are the two things you need to follow to get the calls. And your resume should not be on PDF format. Make sure you are having on docs. Don't add your personal details. Personal details, hobbies are never going to care by anyone. Put what they want. That's it. So this is the way how you are going to build the resumes. And the resumes, I'm going to give it for your Telegram channel as well as your the Google Classroom also. Let me add, as well as I'm giving the interview questions also. That's it. And troubleshooting notes also. Wait. I'm going to create a new poster here called last class. Okay. So I'm going to give material last class. In the last class, you are getting everything. Okay. So let me upload everything for you. What I'm going to upload is resumes for both experienced and freshers. So troubleshooting. Wait. Troubleshooting I'm explaining here. As well as I'm uploading the interview questions here. As well as I'm uploading the resumes for you. So both fresher and experienced resume I'm putting, okay? So guys, this resume is just a reference for you. I'm not asking you to use the same resume. Please don't confuse it, okay? And I have shown you a document, right? Let me upload the document also. That's it, guys. So this is the so that's it. So now everything from my end got completed. So finally, it's time to say goodbye, not for permanently, but for temporarily. Why? Because from tomorrow onwards, we don't meet at 4:30 p.m. But definitely, whenever if you want to come, you can come. And the only thing I want to ask for everyone in the class from online and offline. So you took the course by spending some money and time. So the only thing I want to ask is, are you really satisfied with the course? Is the course worth for all of you? Okay, then I'm happy. Online, what about you guys? Are you satisfied with the course? Can you please confirm in chat box? Okay. So everyone satisfied with the course. I'm very happy for you. That's great. So finally, can we say Varth Varma Varth? Can we say the dialogue? Uh, okay, fine. So guys, our course is done just, but not the bond between me and you. So whenever if you have anything to ask me, or if you want my guidance, or if you want anything from my end, you are always welcome to the institute. Okay, but before coming to institute, please let me know at least one day before. Why? Because if I came to here and if I don't know you are here, if I go to my home, again you need to come back. Okay, even for online also, whenever if you want to speak anything with me, I have two portfolios. One is my LinkedIn. You are always welcome to ping on my LinkedIn. Okay, so this is my LinkedIn ID. In case if you are not having my LinkedIn ID, so guys, my ID is gonna be Raham Sheikh. Okay, if you go to LinkedIn and if you type Raham Sheikh, ultimately you can see my ID. So you can ping me from here as well as you can connect me from Telegram also. So we are having Telegram, right? You can contact me anywhere you want. That's it. So finally, anything from your end? Anything you want to tell or anything you want to share? Sure, Vikram, I have provided my LinkedIn URL as well as my Telegram, so you can contact me anywhere. Tapas, what about you, man? Eh? And one more thing, basically, how many of you qualified for the screening test here? Raise your hands. Shabash. The reason I am telling Shabash is, even though our syllabus is not yet completed, you gone for the test. Correct or not? But yet you qualified. That means our course is covering everything from the scratch. Okay. So there you are going to get some new trainer and he's gonna teach some like topics for you. And after that done with it, you can apply for the jobs. And Naresh IT is gonna send the job links for all of you. After your course is completed, the only thing I wanna tell for you is go to Naresh IT website. Type here Naresh IT. If you go to Naresh IT website, here you can go for the placement enrollment. Let me show you. Are you go to careers here? Click on placement registration. The only thing you wanna do is here, select the course. Which course you have taken? DevOps. Click on enroll. So just to give your complete details, mobile number, email, and everything. So click on submit. After that, our placement team is going to contact you. Okay. So they are going to ask you, are you ready for to give the interviews? You can give the interviews. Okay. So and again, you are going to get the job within the first 2 attempts only. First attempt is for God. Why? Because first attempt everyone is going to have some hectic. So a lot of people are going to fail. But if you practice mocks here, that's going to be very easy for all of you. Okay. And every concept will come from our syllabus only. Refer my notes. For example, if tomorrow is your interview, just see my notes. Don't go for any practical part. I will request before going for interviews, if you are having 3 days, don't do any practical part. Just see the notes and see the concepts. That's it. That is maximum enough. Yeah. So anything you want to tell before we wrap? What's Siraj? Eh? Fine. Akhil, is there any DevOps classes going when Docker and Kubernetes will start? So Akhil, Docker and Kubernetes is going to start from today for evening 6:15. Okay. You can contact mentor and you can take the permission. I hope it is clear for you, Akhil. Yep. So anything online you want me to ask? And online people ask me like how to contact. So already I said you I'm having two profiles. So you can contact me over Telegram. I'm on Telegram as well as I'm on LinkedIn also. So Kiran, like you can contact me there. And Vikram, you too. I'm not sure. It can be any, but it's not me. Okay. Fine. So I wish you everyone to get a job as soon as possible. But before getting the job, I'll recommend everything. Please focus on your strength and health. Your health is going to be very, very important. Okay. So please take some good healthy activities. Okay. Try to learn some good content and get the job. Ultimately, at the end of the day, no matter where you are from and like what is your background, everyone will get the job. Okay. But the only thing you need to have is patience. Some people after trying for jobs for 3 to 4 weeks or 1 to 2 months, they will try to learn some any other course. Don't do it, guys. This course is enough for you. Okay. If you want to learn any other course, go for AWS. Only AWS is enough. Why? Because I covered AWS, how much of required for DevOps. But if you want to learn some additional content, you can go and learn. That is the only thing I'm giving a suggestion. So finally, it's hard to leave the batch like you. Why? Because since from day one you are very interactive and you came to class with dedication and you learned a lot. So definitely I'm gonna miss you. Huh? Definitely, definitely. Okay then. So bye for all of you and all the best for your future. Thank you. Thank you everyone. Thank you online.